Hey, Internet.
Hello.
We're back. So this time we're gonna watch a movie neither one of us has seen.
Yep.
Turbo Kid.
Yep. It is on the Netflix where we flex the nets. I could very well be thinking about a different movie, but I believe this one's supposed to be like a send up of ultra violent '80s action flicks.
Kind of dystopian Mad Max-ish,
Yeah.
but like they're definitely like it's tongue in cheek. I think,
Mm-hmm.
from what I understand.
There's a kid and he's Turbo. These are the things. These are the only things that we know about this movie.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
But looking forward to it. Seems awesome.
Yeah.
Some ultraviolentness. Ultraviolentness can be awesome. Ultraviolet was not.
I saw like part of that.
Oh my god.
It was.
We might have to do an episode.
Oh,
on it,
man.
because as shit as it was, there's a lot to talk about with it.
All right. Well, a video for another day.
Yep. But anyway, Turbo Kid.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch this, and we'll be back in a sec.
Yep.
This is my weapon. This is my gnome stick! Ah! Ah! Ugh. I really like it a lot. Thank you so much.
So that was amazing.
It really was. I don't even really get into gore that much. Like I watched, I guess a similarly themed movie, Hobo with a Shotgun, and the gore on that kind of put me off. But this was an excellent movie.
Oh yeah, this had a ton of gore in it, like Tarantino level.
Yeah.
Which I love it. I loved it.
Oh yeah, and other than like maybe a few blood splatters, the pretty much the majority of it was legit. It was the real stuff.
Oh, practical
Yeah.
effects. Some of the more like lasery stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously was.
Well, we said it was a send up of '80s movies, but I think it might be more accurate to say it is an '80s movie that happened to come out last year.
It really does. I mean, one of the things I love about it is
Oh man.
right at the beginning they tell you like this movie takes place in 1997.
The future of 1997.
Oh man!
And again, this movie came out last year. It's fantastic.
So probably gonna be spoilers.
Definitely
as
spoilers.
we discuss this. But dadgum, that was. I don't even know where to start.
No, I really, except for I hate this movie because they killed an amazing character.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
this I don't know. As far as plots go, it's a very simple
it's a
plot.
very simple plot.
People in the wasteland are trying not to die.
There's a dictator played by Michael Ironside. Like as far as
Which
I can
is
tell,
great.
that he was the most recognizable character actor in the movie.
Yeah.
Which was great. I love Michael Ironside.
Yeah, he shows up and we're like, hang on. And so I ended up looking up on my phone and it was like, yes, that is indeed Michael Ironside.
And I want like his character in the movie is named Zeus.
Yeah.
And he's even got like a mask at one point, a very
Mhm.
Zardoz-esque mask that he wears. But he's got one eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but think they missed the golden opportunity for him just to be named, to call him Odin.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go with
That might have
mythological
been-
gods.
It might have been a little too on the nose.
I wondered that. I wondered if maybe they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, it's a guy with one eye, but we're going to call him Zeus.
Or maybe he's not too bright, so he called himself Zeus because it just didn't click.
I don't know. Well, I mean, he was called Zeus before
was he?
lost the eye.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's
I
right.
don't know. But he's also got this henchman
Mm-hmm.
who wears a full metal skull mask. And I noticed in the did you see what his name was in the credits?
I didn't.
Skeletron.
Yes. At every point in this movie, I kept expecting him to take off that mask to reveal that he was Clint Howard. I kept expecting that to happen.
I'm glad he didn't. I'm
Yeah.
glad he never
Yeah.
takes the mask off. I'm
Never
glad he
speaks.
doesn't
Doesn't
speak.
He's
And
a very
he-
enigmatic character.
but like because he doesn't speak, he has to be very like
Yeah.
emotive with his movement, and like he's kind of jerky and whatnot. I really dug that.
Yeah.
And he's got this arm weapon that has it shoots out saw blades, but also has one that pops out that just spins, so he can like fight with it.
They get a lot of use out of that thing, and it's awesome.
The main character, how old do you think he was supposed to be?
Maybe.
I want to say 16.
Yeah, I pegged him as a young 20, but that could just be the actor.
Yeah, I'm sure the actor's probably in his early 20s, but I mean, based on...
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a teenager,
yeah,
I think, maybe late teens at the most.
He's obsessed with a comic book called Turbo Rider.
Yep.
But then this was one of the parts I kind of wish they'd fleshed out a little bit more, was he finds like some crashed ship or something, crashed plane.
There's this sort of undercurrent of the things that happened before this world became a wasteland. Some kind of battle with against robots and
Skynet or something.
Yeah, this Turbo Rider outfit that he finds belonged to a soldier, because I guess Turbo Rider was propaganda material.
That's what I wonder. Yeah, like it's a comic book, but it's also
because it said join the army on the back.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, on the back of the comic book he gets at the beginning, it said join the army, and there's a guy standing there in that sort of military guy pose in the Turbo Rider outfit. So I'm wondering if Turbo Rider was maybe like war propaganda, where they created this character based on the military uniform, and then made a comic out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered. I like that kind of background stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. Like finding the hidden details in the movie. I didn't think I was gonna like Apple at first.
At first, I was like, oh gosh, I wish he would stop doing
everything.
All of that.
So there's a character that shows up just out of the blue named Apple, and she's like just a spaz.
Mm-hmm.
She's full on 80s. She's got like a headband.
Yeah.
Pink hair. I dug the hair. I dug the look.
Yeah.
Totally.
And these little dots under this eye.
Yeah, like little dots. But when she first shows up, she's like very spastic and just like.
Yeah.
And I was worried that was going to get old, and it doesn't.
No. It grows on you, and she became my favorite character in the movie.
I like the cowboy. What was his name?
I don't even remember.
It was something the arm wrestler. That was his subtitle, the arm wrestler.
We'll look this up. I wonder, how bad did the actress who played Apple, how bad did her mouth hurt after this shoot? Because she has this fixed smile on her face.
It's a huge smile.
Like full toothy grin the entire time she's on screen. I think she drops it maybe once. Let's see. Hang on. It's hard to tell from cast photos.
Skeletron. Frederick, that's him right there.
Frederick.
Frederick,
the
arm wrestler.
Yeah.
But he's a cowboy though.
Yeah,
he's a cowboy.
Australian cowboy.
And they go to war with Michael Ironside with Zeus, which I mean, I would think as a rule, never go to war with Michael Ironside. I mean, the guy.
Not against him, and as we learned from Starship Troopers, don't really go for him either.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
You're either gonna get bits cut off or eaten by bugs. It's just not good. But man, this movie, the fight scenes were good. I really liked them. Maybe in a couple shots they could have backed the camera up just a little bit. But I understood what they were doing.
If you don't know how to film fight scenes, you usually get that close-up shaky cam.
Yeah.
There's another horrible movie, the Dead or Alive movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Not had the pleasure.
It's based on the video game.
Yeah.
But one of the really cool things about that movie is it is beautifully shot as far as the fight scenes go.
Okay.
Like it's whoever I forget the name of the guy who directed it. But he knew how to film fight scenes really well. The rest of the movie's utter shit. But that's
if you're gonna make a movie of a fighting game, you probably should at least.
You should, yeah. You really.
But
that's what we need to watch and do because it's got Eric Roberts in it. And
Okay. I might watch it for Eric Roberts.
Um,
Oh man.
I will say though, probably there was one scene in the movie, one part of the movie,
Mhm.
and I don't know if I just want to flat out say what happens. I'm going to flat out say what happens. So warning. During the big final fight scene, there's a part where one guy blows up, and his torso falls on top of another guy, and then his bottom half winds up on top of another guy. Like,
And not just
and they're like, what?
yeah, and
What?
not just like they collide and fall over. It's whoosh, like
a
meat
hat.
helmet.
He's wearing it like a hat.
like a torso and legs meat helmet.
And it was goofy. It was silly. But it was the only part of the movie I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because everything else was handled with a seriousness. Like this is the world.
Yeah. It was all played straight.
It was played straight, and
which
this
is where the comedy was coming from, because they were doing all these ridiculous things but taking it dead serious. And that little bit with the stacking, because they keep stacking the people.
it happens again.
We get like a
stack
stack of like I think 4 torsos, complete with the leg helmet on top.
And that was the only part where I was like, oh. But the thing is, if that's the only thing I can complain about this movie, it's fine. I'm fine.
That I love the like in this world, it's post-apocalypse, and everybody gets around on bicycles.
Which and
that made sense, but it was also goofy as hell.
It's goofy, and that's part of the charm of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you were gonna have a place like if Mad Max actually happened,
yeah,
chances are they actually probably would be on bicycles rather than on motorcycles and cars and stuff.
It made every getaway scene. Which, I mean, it's not a chase movie, so there's not a lot of getaway scenes, but it made the few that were there really hilarious, because it's not, get in the car, crank it up, and let's go. It was, get on the bike, swing your leg over the bike, and pedal. That was great. I love it.
And you could tell it was a very low budget movie.
Yeah.
I mean, what they worked with what they had. That's great.
Yeah.
But you could also kind of tell like when they're in the pool, like the pool scene where they're put into an abandoned pool. Or an empty pool, I should just say, to fight. And then there's, like, Zeus's people there, and it's like 10 guys.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to, like, this guy's the dictator that rules everything.
Yeah, and they spent, like, there's a scene where they're next to a car, and that lasts for a while. But the seams are there where the budget kind of limited them. That's not a bad thing, though.
It's not bad. I'm just saying, I kind of know, like, you couldn't buy a few more extras, but whatever.
Yeah.
You could probably
maybe offer them like a soda and a hot dog.
We'll have a pizza party if you'll be in our movie.
Oh man.
Domino's, no. Little Caesars.
No. Not if you want them to stay. Oh, but man, there's such a fun movie. Just again, Apple I think was my favorite character.
Yeah, I looked her up on IMDb, and like she had some she was in a few TV shows.
Yeah,
I don't recognize her from being in.
I think the majority, because it said at the beginning by Canada New Zealand Productions, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure everybody in the movie is either from Canada or New Zealand.
Probably.
So maybe that's where I don't know. She was like 30. I didn't buy that for a second.
Really?
The actress is 30.
I can kind of see it in the face.
Because I looked her up as well.
I can kind of see it in the face, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she. I would have thought 25 actually.
Yeah. I would have.
But she's like the same basic height and shape as the kid, so obviously you're supposed to think she's 16.
Yeah.
Until the twist.
Yeah.
The twist.
The twist.
Should we talk about the twist? Or
we put up the spoiler warning.
We did put up the spoiler warning.
Apple is a robot.
Apple's a robot. You're told through glimpses that there was a robot-human war.
Yeah.
Which I think we already talked about. Did we already talk about that?
We brought it up.
We brought it up. So she turns out to be a robot. You think she gets shot, and then you're like,
and then she just kind of gets back up. And
yeah.
Like, wait, what? It actually didn't click on me till the next scene of the reveal.
I thought she was wearing a helmet, so I thought maybe he just shot her in the helmet or something. But
and then Yeah, and then the reason she's so spastic and why she why her smile is permanent, that starts to make sense because she's a robot trying to mimic what she perceives as human behavior
Mm-hmm.
in this world where everybody's crazy.
You know, there's one scene where she actually picks up a can of food and starts eating it, and he's like, "Oh, you can eat?"
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Yeah, I can eat and I can breathe and blah blah blah." And I was like, "They're looking for the excuse so he can fuck it." That's what they're doing here.
They didn't go that far.
They didn't. He does kiss her at the end,
With
but
guts and viscera on his face. I was like, dude, wipe your mouth before you kiss her. I know she's a robot.
But
she doesn't care.
I knew that's exactly what that scene was for. Was
Yeah.
was like, so that he has a perfectly. It's like
Yeah.
in his mind, he's like, "Fuck it." She can eat. She can breathe.
Yeah.
Does she have a vagina?
She's very lifelike.
She's
She's a, turns out she's what's called a friendship unit. They don't go into detail as to what a friendship unit's supposed to be and do, but
we know.
there it is. Michael Ironside also turns out to be a robot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think he'd be a robot.
I didn't either. Well, because they had that situation. And there's a flashback where you find out why he's got an eye patch, and he gets shot in the eye with a crossbow. Him being a robot explains why he didn't kill him, but there was blood in that scene coming out of his face.
Yeah.
But he is, I guess, is one of those Terminator-like designs. Where
Yeah.
they do have blood.
I mean, they
Spill
look.
out,
I mean, they
sort
look
of.
human. They're designed to be as human as possible. So that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
fine. I don't really have much more to say though. I mean,
No.
it was.
No, it's a good fun movie. There's not quite as much to talk about with this one like as last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie. I quite enjoyed it. If you've not seen Turbo Kid or you've passed by it on Netflix, give it a look.
Yeah, definitely. You should
Yeah.
definitely watch it. It gets Boyd's seal of approval.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, till next time.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.